The clinking of silverware and the hum of conversation filled the cozy diner, a sanctuary for those seeking comfort in a warm meal and familiar faces. For Lisa Carter, the place had become a second home. At 29, she had spent the last 5 years working as a waitress at the Maple Grove, a local diner renowned for its homely atmosphere and hearty meals. The job was demanding, but rewarding. It allowed her to keep her head above water while pursuing her dream of becoming a freelance writer. That evening, the diner was particularly bustling. The end-of-day rush had left Lisa's feet aching, but she wore a smile for her patrons. Her attention was divided between serving tables, refilling coffee cups, and jotting down orders. Amid the chaos, one customer sat quietly in his usual corner booth, absorbed in a book. Mr. Thompson, as Lisa had come to know him, was a regular at the Maple Grove. His presence was as much a fixture of the diner as the worn-out red vinyl seats and the aroma of freshly baked pies. Mr. Thompson never asked for much. He came in at the same time each day, ordered the same meal, beef stew with mashed potatoes and a slice of apple pie, and always left a generous tip. Though Lisa had often wondered about the man's life outside the diner, he was consistently reserved, offering little more than polite nods and minimal conversation. As Lisa bustled through her shift, she accidentally misplaced Mr. Thompson's order amidst the other tickets. The mix-up went unnoticed until it was time to deliver his meal. By then, she was wrapping up the evening's orders and preparing to clear the diner. It was then she noticed the oversight. Lisa rushed to the kitchen, her heart sinking. "Hey, I think I forgot Mr. Thompson's order," she said to the cook. "Can we get that out quickly?" The cook, with a knowing grin, quickly plated the meal and handed it to Lisa. "It's on the house," he said. "Make sure he gets it, okay?" Lisa nodded and hurried over to Mr. Thompson's booth, her apologies ready. As she approached, she noticed he was finishing up his book. She gently tapped on the booth's edge. "Mr. Thompson, I'm so sorry about the mix-up. I forgot your meal, but here it is now." He looked up, his eyes meeting hers with an expression of unexpected warmth. "No trouble at all," he said, accepting the tray. "Thank you for bringing it." Lisa watched as he began to eat. The interaction was brief, and she quickly moved on, finishing up her tasks and preparing to leave for the night. The diner quieted down, and she was looking forward to a well-deserved rest. The next morning, as Lisa was opening her mailbox, she found a letter addressed to her in elegant, unfamiliar handwriting. The letter was an invitation to a grand estate just outside the city, a place she had never heard of. It included a note stating that her presence was requested at a private event that afternoon. Curiosity piqued, Lisa debated whether to go, but the allure of the unknown won out, and she decided to attend. The drive to the estate was filled with anticipation. When she arrived, she was greeted by a grandiose mansion that seemed to stretch endlessly. The grounds were immaculately manicured, and the atmosphere was filled with an air of opulence that was foreign to her usual world. Lisa was met at the entrance by a well-dressed butler who led her inside. The interior of the mansion was just as impressive as its exterior, with lavish furnishings and tasteful decor that spoke of a life of luxury she could only dream of. As she entered the main hall, she was approached by Mr. Thompson, now dressed in a suit that exuded sophistication and authority. He greeted her with a warm smile, an evident contrast to his usual reserved demeanor. "I'm so glad you could make it," he said. Lisa was taken aback. "Mr. Thompson, I had no idea." He laughed softly. "Please, call me Henry. I wanted to thank you for your kindness last night. It's rare to find someone who shows genuine care, even for the smallest things." Henry led her to a room where a small, intimate gathering was underway. He explained that he had hosted the event to express his gratitude and to offer a reward for her kindness. Lisa felt a mix of confusion and amazement as Henry introduced her to other guests, business associates, philanthropists, and other notable figures. She struggled to comprehend why she, a simple waitress, was being honored alongside such influential individuals. Throughout the evening, Henry shared stories of his life, revealing that he was not just a reclusive billionaire, but someone deeply passionate about philanthropy and making a positive impact. He had chosen to live a life of privacy, away from the public eye, and had only recently started to reconnect with people who had shown him genuine kindness. As the event drew to a close, Henry approached Lisa with a private conversation in mind. He led her to a quiet corner of the mansion, away from the crowd. "I wanted to personally thank you for your kindness," he said, his voice sincere. "Your gesture was a reminder of what truly matters in life." Lisa looked at him, still processing the surreal turn of events. "I don't understand. Why all this for just delivering a forgotten meal?" Henry smiled. "It's not just about the meal. It's about the compassion and the reminder that there are still good people in the world. I want to offer you something, an opportunity to make a difference, to pursue your dreams, and to live a life that brings you joy." Henry handed her a small envelope. Inside, Lisa found a check with an amount that was more than she could have ever imagined. It was enough to cover her debts, pursue her writing career full-time, and even help others in need. Along with the check was an invitation to join Henry's philanthropic foundation, where she could contribute to causes she was passionate about. Lisa was overwhelmed. She struggled to find the right words. "This is beyond anything I could have hoped for. Why me?" Henry looked at her with a twinkle in his eye. "Because sometimes it's the small acts of kindness that have the greatest impact. You reminded me of the goodness in the world, and I want to support you in making a difference." With a mix of gratitude and disbelief, Lisa accepted the offer. The following months were transformative for her. She left her job at the diner and embraced a new chapter of her life, driven by her passion for writing and philanthropy. Her work began to gain recognition, and she used her newfound resources to support various charitable causes. Henry's gesture had not only changed her life, but also inspired her to spread kindness in ways she had never imagined. As she looked back on that fateful night, she realized that a simple act of compassion had set off a chain of events that brought about profound change. In the end, Lisa understood that the true value of kindness lay not in grand gestures, but in the small, everyday actions that touched lives and fostered connections. Her journey was a testament to how one act of empathy could ripple through life, creating waves of positive impact far beyond what one might ever expect.